Now, if I look back on my storyboard, I have a couple spots where I need to add text to my movie. So I have a spot here where I need to add a big 25%, and then another one here where I have some text typed in the screen. So in order to add text to my movie, I can do that by adding what they call a title. So titles show up over here in the upper left-hand corner. When I click titles, there's a whole bunch of different title choices to choose from. And each of these has a slightly different style to it. If I hover over it, it'll actually give me a little preview of what it's going to look like. Some of them fly in and out. Some of them move in and out with different effects. Some of them just pop on and disappear. When choosing a title, you need to make sure that you choose one that matches the style and feel of your movie. So, for example, there's some fun, playful kind of titles in here. Here's one with Pixie Dust, where Pixie Dust flies across the screen and reveals your text below it. That's fun, and if I'm making a movie about my trip to Disney World, then that would be great. But if I'm making a movie about teen suicide, then that's probably not the right choice for my movie. So when I'm choosing a title, I need to make sure that it chooses one that matches. So again, here's a Star Wars title. I love Star Wars. I think it's awesome. This is a really cool title, but if I'm making a movie for a specific purpose, chances are that Star Wars title isn't going to fit that. So save those fun ones in most cases for your own personal movies and choose one that best matches your project. Now, when I add a title, I have a couple different ways I can choose to add this text to my movie. So the first option is if I want this text to show up on top of a clip. So if I simply clicked on my title and I drag it on top of a text clip here, it's going to put it right on top of whatever that picture or video clip is. In fact, if I zoom in my timeline a little bit here, you can see it's a 4-second long title. It's now added to this 4-second long clip, so it automatically makes it match. Now I can resize it and make it shorter if I don't want it to be that long. And all I have to do is if I click on my title, I can go and type in my text. So I'm looking for one that's at 25%. I type that in. I can highlight it. I can go up here and change the font. I have options for size and then alignment, bold, italics. There is an outline option, which is different than what you get in most word processing programs. And then you have an option here for your color if you want to change your color. So that works fine if I want my text to be on top of my clip. And depending on my clip or photo, a lot of text titles are designed to go on top. So anything with your text down at the bottom like this is what's considered a lower third title. These are kind of designed that if I'm going to have a person's face on the screen and I need to describe who that person is, I might have a title like this in the corner where I would drag it on top of my clip, and then I would describe that person's name and job title or something along those lines. So those get used all the time in television and movies. If I want my title to be on all by itself and not have a background, I can do that also. I just choose my title, and this time, instead of dragging it on top of a clip, I'm going to drag it before or after a clip. So when I drag it before or after a clip, it will make its own spot for that title, like so, and it drops it in here, and it now puts it on top of a black background. So I could type in my 25%, and I can highlight it and maybe make it larger. And then again, maybe change the color. Maybe I want it red. Maybe make it bold so it stands out a little bit. And now I have my title that again matches my storyboard. Now a third option I can do with titles if I want is I do have some backgrounds built in up here. There are some built-in just kind of generic backgrounds. There's some curtains and just kind of plain non-attention grabbing kind of backgrounds that I could put behind a clip if I want. And these work just like images. So if I wanted this kind of industrial one here, I could click on that and drag that into my project, and then my title would go on top of that. So I could either click and drag or go up here and choose another title and drag it on top of it, and then that title would show up on top of that background. So by default, when a title is by itself, it has no background or just a solid black background. If I wanted something behind it, I can go up here to backgrounds, add that background like a photo first, and then drag this on top of it. In this case, I just want a solid black background like this. Now I can adjust the length of that title by clicking and dragging it just like any other still image. And if it does have some kind of an animation where it comes in and out, how fast that animation occurs depends on how long that clip is. So if I need to shorten that animation, I just shorten that title, or if it's on the screen too short and disappears too quickly, I can just make that clip longer and it'll stretch that out.